Hi, I'm James B. Stewart. I'm the author of a new book, Tangled Webs, How Perjury and False Statements Are Undermining America. Certainly Bernie Madoff was a world-class liar. He was a practitioner of the theory that Adolf Hitler fostered, which was that the big lie is easier to pull off than the little ones. I think among all the characters I wrote about, there's no question that Madoff fits the definition of a sociopath. Sociopaths are, one of their characteristics is they're very good liars, and they have no moral compunction about it. They don't feel that it's wrong. He was never referred to the Justice Department for a perjury or false statement investigation, and indeed the Inspector General at the SEC told me, as far as he knows, in the history of the SEC, they have never pursued a perjury case. Now, this is exactly the problem I'm talking about here. Here you have an epidemic of perjury going on. Why is Bernie Madoff lying? Because he thinks he can get away with it. And is that a rational expectation? Yes, it is. He had been lying about it for 20 years and getting away with it. Madoff got to be so good at it that in his post-prison interview with the Inspector General of the SEC, he was proudly describing all of these trades and this strategy as demonstrating a great prowess in the markets and the great abilities as a trader. And the Inspector General said, well, wait a minute, there weren't any trades, were they? Were there? I said, well, no, there weren't, but there could have been. And then the Inspector General said, well, then, you can't actually say that you were a brilliant trader, can you? And Madoff says, kind of paused and said, well, I guess you could look at it that way. So when the jig was up, he was ready for that. I think this didn't come as a shock to him. He'd kept it going longer than he ever expected. And he was willing to kind of accept the consequences.
Mr. Madoff, what would you say to all those?
So you can't take it seriously when he says, oh, my children knew nothing about it, my wife knew nothing about it. Maybe they didn't, but I wouldn't believe a word that Madoff says. He's still lying. Many people on Wall Street, of course, are honorable and honest people, but many people are attracted to Wall Street because they're the consummate risk takers and risk evaluators. And they look at a decision whether to be honest about something or not to be honest about it the way they look at a derivatives trade. What are the odds? What's the potential gain? How much leverage can I get into this? And what's the potential payoff? And when they weigh that, they decide the odds are with lying. Very wealthy, successful, powerful people are probably more likely to lie than the average man on the street because they have the resources to defend themselves. In many cases, they've gotten away with it in the past, so the behavior has been reinforced. And then, this is very important, you really see it in these stories, they are surrounded by enablers. They're surrounded by people who tell them what they want to hear, who tell them what they should be doing, who never stand up to them. All of them had lawyers sitting by their side when they made the false statements. I went to law school. I was told lawyers were never knowingly supposed to let their clients lie. Our whole judicial system, our legal system, rests on a code of honor, that people will come into the courthouse, swear to tell the truth, and then actually tell the truth. If they stop doing this, the system collapses.